Where'd you get the Book of Mormon?
That was good.
Big laughs. All right, we did it. We made it to the end of the Daniel Craig James Bond era with No Time to Die. And this is the one that Micah and I saw in theaters together.
Aww.
And I think, if I'm not wrong, this is your only one that you've watched in theaters, right?
I'm pretty sure.
You're only...
Yeah.
Okay. Well, now that you're actually a fan, what'd you think?
I'd like to say that finishing this Bondathon and having, what is there, 5? Watching the 5th movie?
Yeah.
I'm sad that it's over.
Yeah. I know.
I was sad.
Yeah.
It's such a good movie and such a good way to end the Daniel Craig
Era.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bondathon is not over for me, incidentally. I decided that I'm gonna watch all of them. So I've watched Dr. No and From Russia with Love, and I'm on Goldfinger. So I'll talk about those briefly. But yeah, for you, it's all over.
It's over.
That's it. Never again, right?
Yeah, and I just feel like he's like an old friend that I won't be seeing again.
That is sad that it's not gonna be Daniel Craig. It's gonna be someone else.
Yeah, and I wonder who it'll be.
And I imagine this is how everybody feels when their Bond gets sunsetted. A lot of people were upset when Pierce Brosnan was gone.
How many did he get?
He got 4, I think. Let's see. He did Goldeneye, the one with Michelle Yeoh. He did
the lady from Wicked.
Yeah, he did The World Is Not Enough and Die Another Day. 4. Yeah, did 4. Sucks, for the Pierce Brosnan fans. I get it. Oh, fun fact, we haven't talked about this, but apparently Quentin Tarantino originally wanted to adapt Casino Royale. This is before they actually did Casino Royale, and he was talking about it in interviews. He's like, I want to do Casino Royale. And he was wanting to do it with Pierce Brosnan.
Oh, and bring him back.
Yeah, that would have been probably his last one as the Bond actor, but...
Was he the Bond right before Daniel Craig?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. And then only after he started talking about it was Casino Royale created as a movie when it was. So he thinks that, they took his idea or whatever. Not sure how much that was his idea because, like, it's literally a Bond novel.
Did you know that book is the audio is only 5 hours long?
Really?
Yeah. I kind of started listening to it, and it starts at the...
while they're in the casino.
Yeah, the poker game.
Yeah. It's pretty... I watched a video where the guy doing the video talks about how well the book was adapted into the movie and the differences and whatever. It sounds like Ian Fleming wrote Bond to be an actual misogynist. Like in a really aggressive sort of way. So I'm not sure I'll ever read those books because I don't want my image of Bond to be that necessarily.
Yeah.
I may at one point just for continuity and having the full context, but
and maybe it'll make you appreciate like some of the other movies better.
Yeah.
I don't know that they didn't do that.
Yeah. Anyways, why the are we talking about Casino Royale, I hear you ask?
Well, I think I want to talk about No Time to Die, but I also kind of want to talk about just the whole series as a whole.
Okay.
Before we start talking about No Time to Die,
yeah.
Did people hate Quantum of Solace more than Spectre?
What do you mean?
Because people didn't like Quantum of Solace.
Yeah. I think that's fair.
People
to say.
hated Quantum of Solace more than Spectre.
Yeah.
What the hell?
I know. I really don't get that.
Because I want to rate my favorite. I want to tell people in this Daniel Craig at the end when we're rating which ones were my favorite, and that's wild to me.
I agree. I never have understood that, but like Quantum of Solace is by far the most overhated in my opinion of this whole of Daniel Craig's tenure. If you watch a list of James Bond movies ranked on YouTube from like pretty much any creator, Quantum of Solace is going to be pretty near the bottom of like most lists.
What the hell?
And I really don't get that. I really don't. I've seen Die Another Day. I've seen how bad it can get.
Oh, you're talking about all of them?
Yeah, everyone.
And Quantum of Solace is at the very bottom?
Yes, Quantum of Solace is pretty much always at the bottom of, like, if you're ranking the Craig movies.
Well, sure.
Everyone's list, it's almost always at the very bottom.
Like the last.
The last one, yeah.
the hell?
I don't get it. I really don't get it. Yeah, you know what? Whatever. It. Let's move on. We've talked about that
Okay.
enough.
Okay. Really fast, No Time to Die. This is the last movie, obviously, so it will probably contain spoilers for the other ones.
Yeah.
Just a heads up.
Yeah.
So this movie starts off Madeline, she was in
Spectre.
Spectre, and Bond have run away together. They are in Matera, Italy,
Yep. Which I've been to.
right?
Been
We
there.
we were supposed to go there last year also.
Yeah. Mike has not been there.
No, I think we were too tired, or I
Yeah.
think we just
We were.
we were too
That was
tired
right.
and we decided to hang out with friends instead, I think is what happened.
Yeah, because it's like a 1.5 hour train ride from Bari, or 2 hours
I
even,
don't think it was
maybe.
that far.
I thought it was.
I think just in general,
But
it doesn't matter.
if you go, like, you need to do the hike, and we didn't want to do the hike, so
Mm.
yeah. Anyway.
So they're staying there, and Vesper is buried there,
Yeah.
and so Madeline is like, "Go say goodbye." Go
Which
there.
why is she buried there?
Yeah, I don't know
Doesn't make
why.
a
It
lot of
doesn't make any
sense.
sense when she died in
Yeah.
Venice,
Right.
and that's not close.
No, it's not close at all. I tried to look this up, and I think apparently Vesper's family on one of her parents' sides was Italian. So maybe that's like where her
Hmm.
family is buried. I can whatever.
Yeah,
Anyways,
it doesn't really matter.
yeah,
So Bond ends up getting ambushed while he's there,
yeah,
and he blames Madeline.
because
She
she wants
said,
him. She brought him to Matera so that he could say goodbye to
yeah.
Vesper.
And in her defense, just, whatever. It makes sense.
No, it does. Yeah,
For they're starting a relationship, and this is the woman that he's held in his heart all these years
right,
that he couldn't let go.
right. And she tells him, like, if we're gonna have any chance, you need to let it go. And there's this really cool part. I actually didn't know that this was a tradition. Maybe it is in Matera, maybe it's not. But like, you write something on a piece of paper that you want to forget and let go, and you burn it, and you just let it float up into the sky. And so they're there on this evening where everybody's doing that. And Bond's paper is going to be Vesper, right? So it's like a cool, poetic, visually beautiful sort of thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This whole scene, this whole plot point of him being in Matera is so beautiful.
It's really
Also, it's
good.
shot so beautifully.
Yeah. This whole movie is, though.
It is.
Yeah.
But I just love Italy
Yeah.
and the color grading on this, and just
But you said that about the whole movie. You really like
sure.
the way that they.
Oh, did I?
Yeah, you
Okay.
did.
I just wrote that down in my notes that the beginning of this movie was really beautiful in
Yeah.
Matera.
You commented as we were watching that you
Okay.
really liked the color grading. And I think apart from Skyfall, this is the best looking Bond movie, probably.
That's fair. I
Yeah.
think the parts in Skyfall are really punchy, but this overall is just beautiful the whole time,
Sure. Okay.
is how I would feel about it. What else do we need to say about the plot? There's a lot going on in this movie.
There's a lot of finality going on here. This is wrapping up Daniel Craig's tenure.
His Bondathon, if you will.
Yeah, and really, I'm glad they got to do this, because Pierce Brosnan never got to do that. He went out on a whimper. Most Bond actors go out on whimpers. They don't go out knowing that that's going to be their last time in the role. Daniel Craig did. Everybody knew this was going to be his last one, and they wrote it to be satisfying, as best they could, as they thought was satisfying. Not everyone agrees that it ends well. Most people seem to think that it ended well, but there's a lot of people that didn't like the way it ended. But I liked the way it ended.
I did
I
too.
thought it was good.
I have some issues with it, but overall, I really enjoyed this movie.
Yeah, I have a section called I likey. Should I just go down the list?
Mm-hmm.
So the Matera action scene, the
So
chase
cool.
scene, is awesome.
Yeah, where
It's
Bond is on a
so good.
motorcycle.
Yes,
Yeah.
he really did that jump.
Yeah. Seriously.
Well, not him, but
Oh.
like someone did that jump.
Oh.
I've seen the behind the scenes, and
Where he jumps into the funeral procession.
I don't think it's a funeral procession. I think it's just a parade.
Okay,
Yeah.
whatever it is.
But yeah, he does this huge jump off of a sort of a ramp that's connected to a big steep wall, and he gets massive air. He's like,
Yeah.
and I remember watching that in theaters, and I was like, that looked so real, and it was totally real. Bond in his Aston Martin DB5 doing donuts in the in
Oh,
the
and it's
town square,
shooting
and
gun.
he
Yeah,
turns on the smoke screen, and he's shooting the miniguns out of the headlights,
that was so badass.
and it's doing the freaking the version of the theme where it's like bum 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 bum, and then there's like a rest,
Hmm.
and then it just keeps doing that. It's so cool.
Yeah,
It's so good. And then the Bond song by one William Eilish, I thought was really good.
yeah. Billy, the intro song by Billie Eilish was,
Yeah,
yeah, it was good.
it was good.
Would you say that's your second
Favorite? Third favorite.
song?
Third favorite.
Okay.
Yeah,
Does it go Casino Royale, Skyfall, Billie Eilish,
I think so. And
or No Time to Die? I guess.
some people would be offended that I didn't put Skyfall first. I just think that, listen, I think Skyfall is maybe the one that I would listen to in the car first if I were so
But you're
inclined.
taking visuals
I
into
am,
account.
yeah.
Yeah, and that's
But No
makes
Time
sense.
to Die was really good.
Yeah, it was.
Like do you remember the dots like slowly? So the way it starts is Bond puts Madeline on a train. It's all sad because that's the last time they're going to see each other because he doesn't trust her anymore. And they do the thing from Doctor No. That's from Doctor No, where like the dots like slowly. So it's a total throwback to Doctor No. It just starts beautifully, and the opening credit sequence is beautiful. And I remember saying to Micah, "Wow, this stresses me out. How much time this must have taken
Mm-hmm.
to edit. Like when the bullets are firing and the guns are all lined up like a DNA strand, and then they fire and it creates like
Mm-hmm.
the DNA. I'm like, whoa, that would have taken a lot of time.
Yeah.
You say something good.
Was that the end of your
Oh no, no,
likey?
no. There's more stuff, but
Okay.
I don't want to.
Um, Something I was confused about is that guy with the eyeball is there in Matera,
Yeah.
and then later on he doesn't have the eyeball. It's being carried around in the movie, right? And then he puts the eyeball back in. Why is that beneficial to him
What do you mean?
to have that eyeball in his head?
He's Blofeld's right hand man. So what he sees, Blofeld
So
sees.
it's beneficial to someone else.
Yeah,
It's beneficial to
to
Blofeld.
Blofeld.
Okay.
Well, I mean, in theory, he can also maybe use it to see.
I don't think so. If it's transmitting elsewhere, it's not going to be.
Well, but this is James Bond. There's bullshit technology that
Okay.
doesn't make sense.
Okay.
So thinking about it too hard.
That's fair. It was just so creepy. I wrote
Yeah.
down, what's up with that guy's eyeball? That's what I wrote down.
Did you lust after it?
No.
Did you wish you could have it?
No. Did I ever tell you that this is so dumb? In elementary school, there was this kid in my class that I had we were in each other's class a few times in elementary school, and he had a glass eyeball. We always
Mm-hmm.
thought that it was so weird.
That's sad.
I know. And that's so mean,
Yeah.
It wasn't his fault.
That reminds me of The Big Short. Remember when he
Yeah.
gets his glass eye knocked
And
out and everyone makes fun of him?
right, and this kid, looking back, it looked normal.
Yeah, you just knew.
We just knew. I
Yeah.
don't know, and it's sad, but he definitely, this guy in this movie looked way weird.
There's a couple of, so I really like the humor in this movie. It's way more prominent, but it's
Yeah.
in a good way.
Yeah.
And you can tell. So they brought in Phoebe Waller-Bridge, who's the writer for Fleabag. Have you ever seen any clips of Fleabag? Anyway, it's a comedy show, comedy drama, but very heavy on comedy. You can definitely feel her influence, I think, in this one. And not all of it lands necessarily, but I thought a lot of it did. Like there's this one part, and we watched this in Utah,
Where
and
there are a lot of Mormons.
tons of Mormons, and they got Billy Magnuson to be like Felix Leiter's sort of sidekick kind of thing. Like he's basically babysitting him, is how Felix looks at it. He's from the State Department, and he's just this blonde-haired, blue-eyed, smiley guy.
So smiley.
He looks like a fucking Mormon.
Yeah.
He totally does.
Yeah.
And I wouldn't have thought of it. But Felix and Bond go over to the bar, and Bond is like, "So where'd you get the Book of Mormon?" And I think that may be the line that I have laughed hardest at in a theater that I can remember. It's like, that is so funny. And like the fact that, like, if he'd said Mormon, where'd you get the Mormon? That would have been funny. But the fact that he says the Book of Mormon, just,
Yeah.
I thought that was so funny.
That James Bond knows who Mormons are.
Right.
And knows about the Book of Mormon.
And he knows what they look like. he's probably seen the missionaries, right?
Has
walking
the
around
ability
London
to make this joke. It's so
it's
funny.
so good, and it's going to be lost on a lot of people. But it was let me
Yeah.
tell you, it was perfect in that theater that we were sat in. Really good.
I wrote down who's the Book of Mormon joke is so funny.
Oh, it's so good. I also loved the when Bond meets the new 007, how he calls M and he's like, M, darling, couple of things. I just liked that line.
Yeah.
I thought that was funny. And then eventually he gets called back in and he's in M's office and something catastrophic has happened basically, and it's sort of M's fault. And M is avoiding
And he's kind of
responsibility,
taking it out
and
on
he's not
Bond.
he's not really making eye contact with Bond, and he's already had a drink. And then at a certain point when Bond is grilling him, M turns back to his little drink table and he's pouring himself a drink, and Bond, as he's grilling him, just stops and he's like, good God, you're thirsty at the moment.
And Emma's just pissed.
Yeah, I thought that was really funny
Yeah.
too. I loved that line
Yeah.
also.
There was a line in this movie. Can't remember. I feel like Bond said it, or I can't remember who said this. But it goes, people want oblivion. They want to be told how to live and die when they aren't looking.
Hmm.
What do you think about that?
I think that's a very popular sentiment in media. Like I hear that all the time. Like in the game I'm playing Nine Souls right now. That's in Nine Souls. It's very common to hear a stereotypical archetypal evil mastermind say that kind of a thing.
So do you think the bad guy said that?
I don't think that people want to be told what to do.
You have said that you want to be told what to do.
When?
You have said, I think on this podcast, you've said, I wish that someone could just lay out my life
Yeah,
for
yeah,
me
yeah.
and tell me what I could do so that I
So that
could
I
just
could get the Lake Como house. Yeah,
right.
that was in Casino Royale. Yeah, I'm joking about that though.
Sure, but
Here's
a
the
little
thing.
bit you're serious.
Here's the
A
thing.
little bit you're serious.
I want someone to tell me how to do it so that I can just do it. But I want to be able to feel like I'm choosing to do it. I don't want someone to choose what I have to do. That's where I'm like, I don't like that. Don't tell me I have to do it.
But what about the idea of die when they aren't looking?
I think that's probably true.
For you?
Well, like you don't want to know when you die,
No.
you know. So as a dumb little thought experiment, sure he's right, but I don't think people want to be told what to do.
Well, if you could know when you die or how you die, which one would you pick?
I'd rather know when.
Yeah, same.
In that case, yeah. So I don't have to. If you know that you're dying in a car crash, you don't have to sweat and clench your little butthole every time you get in a car.
Yeah, that's fair.
You know. So that's how I feel about that. How do you feel about that?
Does it die when you aren't looking?
Yeah. Do you think he's right?
Yeah, kinda.
But what about
with
the be told what to do?
I don't think it's that part.
Yeah.
No, I
Yeah.
mean, if people are just told what to do all the time, we wouldn't have great people or something like that. It wouldn't give people
Yeah.
the struggle to break free of XYZ
Yeah.
or I don't know.
I don't think that anyone is going to watch this movie and be like, you know what? That villain, he had a point. I don't think anyone's gonna think that.
Well, I just thought it was an interesting quote, you know.
Yeah.
Mostly the die when you aren't looking part, because I like the idea of just trying to live your life to the fullest.
Yeah.
And you know, I don't want to know how I die or whatever. I just want to try and I don't know, be
in the moment or whatever.
Yeah.
This villain's name, by the way, in Bond tradition, is just ridiculous. His name is Lucifer.
It was?
Yeah, you didn't notice that?
No.
Lucifer Safin. I was like, oh Jesus Christ. Okay.
That's so dumb.
Yeah.
I will say
literally
that
Lucifer.
when we watched this in theaters, I was so confused on who Madeline was. I was like, who is this girl and why is it such a big deal? And all the things. So it really if Spectre gave me one thing, it gave me knowledge on who Madeline is.
I think that she works much better as a love interest when you forget about when you just forget about Spectre. Because I didn't really think that their relationship was handled super well in Spectre. It felt like...
Well, that is just how the whole movie is, right?
Right. It just... They didn't like each other until they did, and then they loved each other, is how it felt to me in Spectre.
I feel like that's how a lot of movies are, though.
No. It can be handled well.
Sure.
Like in Casino Royale, it was handled well.
Yeah.
In Spectre, it was not handled well. And I think that when you sort of just forget about that and just accept that they love each other, this actually works. Their relationship works really well in this movie. Did you think so?
Yeah, I really liked their relationship in this movie.
Yeah.
A lot.
I wanted to shout out real quick so that there's a fight scene that happens in Cuba, and there is a reference to Casino Royale, or sorry, not Casino Royale, Quantum of Solace in this fight scene where Bond is fighting on a balcony,
Fighting in a basement.
right? On a balcony.
Right.
And then he punches this guy, and then they both fall off the balcony, and the camera falls with them, and they fall onto the piano. Total.
When he falls into the bar or whatever.
Right. No, he falls onto the piano,
In the other movie.
No, they're in the bell tower in Siena, and then the guy ambushes him at the top of the bell tower, and they fall into this big glass thing, and then they're on scaffolding,
Yeah.
and the camera falls with them.
Yeah.
It's an awesome shot, and they do it in this one, and I appreciated that. I like that.
There were a couple other callbacks that you mentioned. Did you write them down?
There's a stairwell fight scene, and I was getting Casino Royale vibes from that when he fights that guy in the stairwell and then strangles him. Wasn't there a strangling scene in this one? Maybe.
I know that you were watching one of the older ones, and you were like, they referenced this in No Time to Die.
Oh, you're thinking of the train fight in
Oh, maybe
From
it was
Russia with
that.
Love, and
Okay.
that was Inspector.
Okay.
They always do that though, and then they do the Doctor No thing with the intro in No Time to Die.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's good. It's just good stuff. I loved after he falls onto the piano. Well, he doesn't fall onto the piano. He falls on top of the guy, and he sort of gets up and he's like, oh.
Shakes himself off.
Yeah, and then he sees Ana de Armas's character, and then he goes over to the bar and he's like, 3 weeks training, really? And he like pours them both drinks, and then he's like, salute, and then they drink it, and then he just hops over the bar.
Yeah.
And then that music starts again, the bum 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 bum. I was like, that's such a freaking James Bond moment. He just fell onto a piano, makes a little quip, they have a quick drink, and then they go off to go shoot things.
I think we need to talk about the new 007 though.
Yeah, sure. That was a big source of outrage
before the movie
came out.
That
because they marketed it.
What's her
Lashana Lynch.
Yeah, Lashana Lynch was the new 007, and people had issue that she was a woman
and black,
and
she was replacing 007. They were race swapping and gender swapping 007. And to be fair, they did market it sort of like that, like she was gonna be taken over.
Okay.
And they needn't have done that, because that's not what this is. Like, no. James Bond.
She didn't replace James Bond.
No, he retires, so his designation gets reassigned eventually.
His number.
Right. And but he's still happened. James Bond.
Right.
And he's still the one in this movie that solves the riddles, that kicks
that you're
the
following.
Ass, that you root for.
He is James Bond.
Yeah.
She just works for MI6 and happens to be the new 007.
And she's capable.
Yes.
But she's not as capable as Bond.
No.
He's the one that gets the job
And I did like that they made her pretty insecure.
They did. They totally did.
Because he's James Bond.
Yeah.
And he's James Bond.
Yeah.
And she's just the new 007. I mean, everybody, it hasn't been that long ago since he retired, and everybody still knows him. He still worked with all these people.
Yeah.
And I don't know.
And
I didn't have an issue with it.
And she gives him his designation back by the end of the movie.
Yeah.
Yeah. So they really fumbled marketing it. But if you've avoided this movie for that reason, don't keep avoiding this movie for that reason, because it's not an issue.
But can you blame them, honestly, for marketing it that way?
I mean,
it gets people talking about it.
That's true. Maybe they were rage baiting. But that's obnoxious.
Sure.
Bond should be above that at this point. How famous it is.
The franchise.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't think so. I don't think they needed to do that.
No, but I'm just saying I didn't have an issue. I don't think people need to have an issue with the fact that she was the new 007.
No. The fight in the woods.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
So good.
Yeah. Well, and beautiful.
Really good. Very, very eerie.
Yeah.
But just awesome.
Yeah.
And Bond is super cold-blooded in that scene in the best way. But
he's a big Papa Bear.
He lets a car crush someone.
That was wild.
Yeah. That was great.
I forgot that happened.
Yeah.
From, when we watched it in theaters, and I was like, shit, I'm sad that you died, but sheesh.
You can't blame him.
Can't blame him.
This I think this one has the best action scenes in probably the whole series. I'm not going to say that. I still have a long, long way to go. It's definitely the best action maybe besides Casino Royale, of the whole series for me. And I really liked Skyfall's action. I just think that this is handled, the choreography is handled great, really great. The ending shootout on the stairwell,
when that grenade explodes.
all those grenades,
Yeah.
oh my gosh, that whole
That was
sequence
so funny though, because
is
he's standing at
great.
the bottom of the stairs and a grenade gets dropped, and he just tosses it back up,
And then like
and
five,
and it explodes, and then like 3 or 4 more come
yeah,
down, and he's like, "Oh
oh,
shit!"
hurry, quick, whack them all, throw them all up.
I know. Could you imagine if he did that?
But it's like, it's so scrappy because he's running out of ammo. He's like using a dead body as a shield and grabbing the gun out of the dead body's hand to shoot
Yeah,
back, and it feels like John Wick. And like the explosions are knocking him into walls, and like he has to hide behind doors and barely gets out of it and takes a lot of damage, and it's just good. I actually, I think some of the stunt coordinators of John Wick worked on this.
I can see that.
Yeah, it definitely feels more visceral and a little more long takey, and it's really well handled.
I'm
Let's
ready to
see.
rate it because the rest of the stuff I have are spoilers.
Okay, I think I had some other things that were. Oh, yeah, I wrote down an actual good Blofeld scene.
In the prison?
Yeah,
Yeah, that
that
was
was
so
good.
crazy.
Apparently, that is in one of the novels. The what happens in that scene. So that is a direct adaptation of something that happens in the novels with a twist, as Bond does. Half a measure of Gordon's, one of vodka, twist of something. I don't know. The cocktail. The cocktail. His cocktail. Oh, I also thought so. William Eilish wrote the theme song for this
Don't call
movie,
her that.
and they fold that theme song into this movie in the orchestral in the soundtrack really well, and this theme shows up throughout the movie, and I always appreciate it when a Bond movie does that. Casino Royale did it, Skyfall did it, Spectre didn't, because why would you? um, Quantum of Solace did not do it either, but I respect it when a I respect it when the aspects of the movie are married together that way. You know what I mean? Like,
Mm-hmm.
the song isn't just a fun little song. Like, it's part of the musical motifs that are going on in the movie. Okay, I'm ready to rate it, I think. I'll just say, like, the plot is sort of sometimes all over the place, and there are things that maybe don't make sense, and it moves very, very fast. It's the longest Bond movie, but it moves really fast. So I could see people having problems with the pacing, but I just think it's done with enough style that I really like this one. I think it's good. Very good. What would you give it, though?
Like I said at the beginning, this was a really good end
Yeah.
to Daniel Craig. I think that they did a really good job of making you say goodbye,
Yeah.
basically, to him. And this movie was beautiful.
Yeah.
Bond, Daniel Craig is dressed so great in this whole film, I feel like. I think I wrote down, hot damn, Daniel Craig looks good in a white shirt and cargo pants. But like the quarter button white shirt is like a long sleeve with the sleeves pulled up.
This was in the forest, right?
I think so,
But
yeah.
he was wearing an overcoat also.
It could have been at the end of the movie.
Okay. Oh, you're
Also.
right. It is.
Yeah.
It is. Yeah.
I'm sad that it's over.
Yeah.
Like I said, I feel like this is a goodbye to like a friend.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
I don't I didn't want this to be like a TV series, where it just keeps going on, but I'm glad that it ended on this because it left me wanting more.
And it's kind of weird that I sort of only feel this way about James Bond as a character. Like, if they recast Luke, and I love Star Wars, always have. If they recast Luke, I wouldn't feel the same way as saying goodbye to my Bond actor that I grew up with. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Why? There's just something about the role that's like magical, I guess.
Yeah.
I wouldn't feel this way if they decided to reboot Mission
So I was
Impossible
just thinking Mission
without,
Impossible.
even though Tom Cruise is Ethan Hunt, right?
Yeah.
But like, I think I could,
I think I could too.
and I will get over it when they do a new Bond. But saying goodbye to
Yeah.
Bond versus saying goodbye to Ethan Hunt, I don't feel the same way.
I feel like this is like your youth, the genre of music that you grew up with, kind of sticking with you a little bit. I feel
Yeah.
like with our parents, it was bigger of them sticking with their genre of music that they grew up with and having it be so impactful. Like that's what Daniel Craig is to us.
Yeah, he's your taste.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I think I'm gonna rate this a. It's hard because I don't remember what I rated the other ones, but I think I'm going to rate this like a 9.2.
Ooh.
Book of Mormons out of 10.
Okay.
I really, really liked this movie.
Okay. I'm going to give it an 8.75. Just to be annoying, because now you have to do 2 decimal places.
Yeah, I think after this you're only allowed 1 decimal point.
But I gotta be able to go by quarters. 8.25, 8.5, 8.75, 9. Gotta be able to do it. And I'll say that it is an 8.75. Good Lord, you're thirsty at the moment. Or good God, you're thirsty at the moment. Out of 10. And with that said, we move into spoilers. Bond dies in this one. Did you like that?
No, there's no time for anybody to skip.
Uh-oh. Whoops. If you haven't seen it by now and you haven't heard,
That's
I'm
fair.
surprised that this has not
and
been
if the
spoiled.
title didn't give it away.
Well, there's always something about die, and well, die another day kind of infers that he doesn't die that day, I guess.
Yeah.
So
I think they needed to have him die, but I hate that they did. Why?
It's effective. It's sad.
Yes.
Yeah.
But why did Nomi not stay on the island instead of him? Why did Nomi take his family off the island
Instead of him?
instead of him? Why didn't he take his family off the island?
I don't know. Well, I saw this as he knows that he's the one that can get the job done. He's the one that is experienced enough and
it bothered me.
Is gonna do it. He's the one that's gonna do it.
He finally has a family.
Yeah.
He finally has the opportunity to be happy. I mean, when they're in that cabin and it's just Madeline, their daughter, and Bond, couldn't you just see how great of a dad
also
he could be?
But that's Bond's personality. He's not gonna let someone else be put in danger instead of him. He's gonna go and he's gonna go and finish the work.
Well, I also think, I'm upset at this, but really not really, because he needed to die.
Yeah.
He needed to lose his family again. And they should live and he should die.
Yeah.
Because that is his unit. Those are his people. And he's going to do everything to protect them, even if it's, cost him his life.
Yeah.
And I hate that that's the case. But for the whole trend of this whole series, what do you call this?
His run.
Yeah. is him losing women that he cares about.
Well, and trust issues, right?
Right.
His trust issues, because he doesn't trust Madeline after he gets betrayed again.
Yeah.
So he thinks, and he's just not really thinking it through, and he throws away the last 5. Turns out to be the last 5 years that he could have been just totally happy.
Yeah. Well, and the first 5 years of his daughter's life.
Right. Which is so rough, so sad, and that's why this nickname is this ending is so effective, because you are given the extra context that he could have had 5 really good years, and he just felt like he was betrayed again, and because of his past trauma, he can't do it. And they turn Bond into a tragic, flawed, but much more interesting character with these movies.
The ending of this movie kind of made me cry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You have little tearsies.
Yeah.
In your eyesies.
Yeah, hang on.
I do have a section I called Not Make Sensey. My first section was I likey. This is Not Make Sensey. And a lot of this is spoilery, so that's why I saved it till now. But Lucifer Safin, his whole thing is he's in love with Madeline for some reason because he saved her life and now there's a connection, and he wants to play family on his island of poisons. But as soon as
the little girl.
Yeah, what's the little girl's name? Mathilde, that's it. Mathilde bites him and he just lets her go.
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense.
That was really quick. And he sort of let Madeline go really easily as well, for all the effort that he went to capture them in the forest and all that stuff. He just sort of lets them go really, really quickly, all at once.
Well, I wonder if, he's obviously not stable mentally, and he has this idea that they're going to be this perfect little family, and Madeline doesn't play along, so he kind of just is like, you're not fitting into this picture, so I'll just take Mathilde. And then Mathilde doesn't play along, so I wonder if it's
but then he poisons Bond. He's like very spiteful about.
But it also could be, if I can't have her, nobody can.
Yeah, I don't know. Also, it's sort of convenient that all of Spectre turns up in this bumfuck hotel in Chile.
Yeah.
And it's not a bumfuck hotel, it's a very nice hotel, but in Chile of all places, odd. Also, how did Blofeld know that Bond was going to be in Chile? Because Bond was only there because Felix happened to reach out to him about this Spectre operation.
Don't think about it.
Also, it didn't make sense why 007 would have gone to Jamaica to confront Bond.
When he was off grid and nobody really knew where he was.
He had no idea about this Spectre thing, and she would have had no reason to think that Felix would have reached out to him about the Spectre thing. So, like, why did she go and be like, hey, by the way, I'm going to Chile. Stay out of my way. You know?
Yeah, that doesn't make any sense.
Also, where were Lucifer Safin's buyers? Weren't there people arriving on the island?
And they never showed up?
Well, because Safin is there to intercept Bond in the pool when he shoots him. Why is he not with the buyers?
I don't know.
Yeah, like I said, there's sort of things that don't make a lot of sense. The plot's sort of all over the place. It's not nearly as tight as Casino Royale, especially, and not as tight as Skyfall. But again, it's done with enough style that I'm willing to forgive it. I'm willing to look past those things.
Damn, we didn't rate movies in order.
Yeah, we're gonna do that now.
Oh, okay.
Okay, Daniel Craig Bond movies ranked in order, and just keep in mind, this list is objective. Go ahead, Micah.
Okay, so there's 5 Bond or Daniel Craig movies, right? It goes Casino Royale.
Yep. Quantum.
Quantum is 2?
Yep.
Oh, why do I keep forgetting? Quantum of Solace, Skyfall, Spectre, No Time to Die.
Yeah.
Okay, so favorite to least favorite. For me, it goes Casino Royale. Second is Skyfall.
Okay.
But if it's like 10 and then 9 in order of likeness, No Time to Die is like an 8.9.
Okay.
Really, really close to Skyfall, in my opinion. And then Quantum of Solace, and then Spectre.
Yeah, my list is the exact same. Except there's a bigger gap between Skyfall and No Time to Die for me. I think Casino Royale and Skyfall, just about as good as a Bond movie can be. Both of those two. No Time to Die, very good. Room for improvement. Quantum of Solace, a lot of room for improvement. I still think it's underrated. Spectre, I liked it a lot more the second time I watched it, but it's still by far my least favorite of these ones. Yeah, that's how I laid out.
Okay.
I have another one. Best Bond song. Let me go ahead and read you the options that I have. We've got Casino Royale song by Chris Cornell. We've got the Quantum of Solace one by Jack White and Alicia Keys. We've got Skyfall by Adele. We've got Writings on the Wall by Samuel Smith. We have the submitted Spectre song by Radiohead.
You can't do that one.
I'm doing it.
You can't do that. It's not an intro
Deal with
song.
it.
It's not an intro song.
It was submitted for Spectre.
Okay, so you're going to do all submitted?
No. Just one more.
That doesn't make any sense.
No Time to Die by William Wallace Eilish. And then Man of War by Radiohead, since it technically was also submitted for Spectre, but it came out in the 90s.
I'm not rating that.
Why not?
Because you're putting in extra shit. That doesn't make any sense.
I think it's fair.
But you're not doing it for every movie.
What's the best one?
Are you including visuals?
Just pick whatever it means to you. Which one are you going to pick?
I think probably Casino Royale and then Skyfall.
Okay. And then?
I'm not counting the submitted ones. And then No Time to Die. I think it's the same.
Probably. And then? You have 2 more to do.
Which one was Sam Smith?
Spectre.
That one's definitely last.
So Quantum of Solace?
Yeah, I think.
All right. I just wish Man of War could have been used. I think that is such a good fit for this series. But all right. Well, that was good. That was successful. Next up, The Day of the Jackal. I know we keep saying that
the bear.
We're going to watch The Bear.
Maybe there's just other stuff that kept coming up.
Maybe this will become our new Shorzy. So Shorzy's next also.
Okay. Have a great week. Bye.